Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Visita 2012 World Automotive Congress is a world-class congress at the highest level in terms of the participants and the strategic topics to be discussed. I would like in particular to welcome Mr. Zhu Jinye, Mr. Ted Robertson, Mr. Chen Ji, and Mr. Zhang Jiayu. Dear distinguished delegates, it is a special honor for me to speak to you today and to represent the Volkswagen Group. Ladies and gentlemen, please let me tell you what you can expect in the next 15 minutes. First, I will try to give an overview of Volkswagen's history in China, where we stand today and where our path will lead us in the future. Second, I will focus on the Volkswagen Group's overall responsibility as a corporation here in China, with some specific and more detailed thoughts about environmental issues. As one of the first car makers to go to China 30 years ago, Volkswagen is a pioneer in the Chinese automotive industry. The Volkswagen Group has held a leading position in the Chinese auto market ever since it started doing business in China. Besides developing Volkswagen's business, we were developing the Chinese automobile industry as well by localizing our production and by establishing and developing a solid supplier industry. As such, we have long since provided sustainable and secure jobs and a continuously high level of training and qualification for our employees, both in our own units and at suppliers. Today, however, we face a very different situation and much greater competition than in the years past. On October 10, 1984, a contract was signed to found the Shanghai Volkswagen Automotive Joint Venture. At that time, Volkswagen was in competition with other international automobile companies. The Chinese authorities chose Volkswagen, though, because of the company's pioneering experience in setting up automobile industries, for example, in Brazil and Mexico. Our second joint venture, FAW Volkswagen, was founded in 1991. A third partner, Audi, joined the venture in 1995. And finally, Skoda entered the Chinese market by joining the Shanghai Volkswagen venture in 2007. If you look at just one indicator of success, sales volume, the Volkswagen Group can proudly announce that it, along with our two joint venture partners, will have locally produced and sold more than 15 million vehicles by the end of this year. In the first 10 months of this year, Volkswagen Group China handed over more than 2.26 million vehicles to customers in mainland China and Hong Kong, a substantial increase of plus 19.6% compared with the same period last year. As such, deliveries increased significantly once again and at a much higher rate than the overall market for passenger cars. Customers' satisfaction is and will always be the main driving force behind our success in China and elsewhere. And we are very proud to offer a consistently high level of quality and service to our customers. In April this year, Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao and German Chancellor Angela Merkel visited Volkswagen's factory in Wolfsburg, where they observed the signing ceremony for Volkswagen and its Chinese partners, SAIC and FAW. Volkswagen and SAIC signed a contract for a new vehicle manufacturing plant in Urumqi, Xinjiang province. Volkswagen and FAW signed a letter of intent to continue working together for another 25 years to further expand the strategic partnership after more than 20 years of successful cooperation. Together with our joint venture partners, the Volkswagen Group offers an extensive product portfolio to serve the needs of different customers. We achieve this variety of passenger cars through all our strong brands. But the Volkswagen Group, with its successful multi-brand strategy, stands not only for passenger cars, but also for motorbikes with our new brand Ducati, and for our commercial vehicles with our strong brands Scania, MAN, MAN, and Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles. Commercial vehicles, ladies and gentlemen, constitute an additional focus for the Volkswagen Group as well in China. We pursue the development and global expansion of the commercial vehicle business with Scania and MAN for medium-duty and heavy-duty trucks and coaches. Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles, on the other hand, consists of a wide variety of excellent products in the segment of light commercial vehicles for the transportation of goods and passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, let us move to the next stage of auto industry development in China. Expanding in new regions, as well as requirements for environmentally friendly products and production, are becoming increasingly important in China. We are helping develop southern China with our production site in Foshan, central China with our location in Chengdu, and western China with our plant in Urumqi. Especially thanks to Volkswagen's new car plant in Urumqi, Volkswagen is once again pioneering its China's automobile industry, as it has done so often before. And while we are fulfilling the growing mobility needs of China's people, we are also creating a significant number of high-skilled jobs with know-how and purchasing power in these regions. In terms of products and production processes, there are three key issues for the next stage of auto industry in China: the efficient use of natural resources, protecting the environment, and sustainable development. The Volkswagen Group takes its commitment very seriously. We offer environmentally friendly products and maintain production sites and processes that are environmentally friendly. We are firmly committed to taking responsibility in these areas with society as a whole in mind. But it is not all about cars. Let's have a closer look at the Volkswagen Group's overall responsibility as a corporation here in China. The Volkswagen Group has always been a reliable and responsible partner in China, and that will continue throughout the next era in Chinese automobile industry. With this clear picture in mind, the Volkswagen Group China continues to bring innovations and the latest technologies to China, as well as to ensure the sustainable development of China's environment and society. One way to capitalize on this potential is to develop energy-saving vehicles. As you will see, battery electric vehicles are only one option. The Volkswagen Group brings its latest innovations to China. The fleet consumption in China for all Volkswagen Group brands was reduced between 2005 and 2010 by a total of 20%, and we are striving to continuously reduce fuel consumption. Powertrain and vehicle technologies are the two important pillars for reducing not only fuel consumption but also CO2 emissions. Over the last 5 years, the Volkswagen Group China has successfully implemented its strongest powertrain technologies in the Chinese market. Significant investments in TSI engines as well as the DSG transmissions have substantially lowered fuel consumption. featuring more power on the one hand, as well as low fuel consumption and low emissions on the other. TSI engines employ Volkswagen's world-leading technology that combines direct injection and turbocharging technologies. All these engines, of course, meet the latest emission standards. Despite their increasing importance, e-mobility vehicles will not entirely replace the internal combustion engine in a foreseeable future. Indeed, we are convinced that the combustion engine still offers a great deal of potential. And that is precisely why we continue to intensively optimize this technology. By the way, no car manufacturer in China offers more energy-saving models with engines smaller than 1.6 liters than the Volkswagen Group. And we already offer a number of models in China with a start-stop system and energy recovery, and we will expand that continuously. Let me emphasize one more thing. The Volkswagen Group decided long ago to downsize engines resolutely. Since 2009, we have gradually replaced 2-liter engines with 1.4-liter TSI engines in the engine power class up to 100 kilowatt. Just two examples are the Volkswagen Lavida and the Sagitar. And the 1.4-liter TSI engine you see here is another high-tech product that Volkswagen produces locally in China. Speaking of e-mobility, the Volkswagen Group has a long history for electric and hybrid vehicles. We began researching and developing electric vehicles in the early 70s. By 75, the electric version of the Golf had already undergone testing. In China, we launched our first electric vehicle fleet last year. The e-car demonstration fleet of e-Golf cars toured China's major cities, and research institutions, government officials, the media and consumers were invited to experience Volkswagen's Blue e-motion technologies. Electric vehicles will certainly increase in importance and affect personal mobility in crucial ways. But if we look at existing e-mobility strategies, we unfortunately see limitations due primarily to limited battery capacity. Battery packages nowadays remain too bulky and in particular too heavy and too expensive. And these three drawbacks significantly restrict normal use of an e-car. For a pure battery electric vehicle, driving range is usually designed to reach about 150 kilometers. This range drops considerably, though, whenever heating or air conditioning is needed. In fact, cruising range may then drop well below 100 kilometers. We are convinced that purely battery electric vehicles are destined for certain target groups and specific purposes. Key target groups here may be governmental administrations, business that operate a fleet of vehicles, etc., especially if they drive in city centers and the regional surroundings. As for private individuals, we think purely electric vehicles are especially appealing, maybe as a second car for people who live in city centers or in metropolitan areas. Customers, of course, need then an infrastructure to charge their batteries. But plug-in hybrid electric vehicles offer a great potential for a high volume of vehicles as they are flexible and reduce CO2 emissions. Plug-in hybrids offer precisely what many customers expect: unlimited combustion engine performance, combined with appealing electric cruising ranges under everyday circumstances. There are limitations neither on the vehicle speed nor its climbing or towing abilities. This drive mechanism is ideal for CO2-free driving in city centers. Plug-in technology also reduces noise while making it possible to drive relatively far using a low-emission combustion engine. I believe that customers in China's large cities will benefit in particular. And the Volkswagen Group is therefore electrifying all vehicle classes worldwide, offering various strategies while surely focusing on plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. We at Volkswagen are convinced that the plug-in hybrids we will successively launch are quite likely to quickly penetrate the market. And with its new energy vehicles, we stand for sustainable transportation all over the world, including China, of course. If you look at the vehicle as a whole, lightweight construction is simply a must for reducing fuel consumption and CO2 emissions. And lightweight construction is a strength of the Volkswagen Group. Audi was a pioneer with its aluminum space frame for the Audi A8, the first large-scale production of an aluminum model worldwide back in 1994. You see here the Audi A8 in its fourth generation, setting standards once again in the upper premium class segment with its innovative aluminum space frame lightweight construction. Let us look at another successful group model, the all-new Volkswagen Golf 7. Then we have a vehicle from our modular transverse matrix. This latest version weighs as much as 100 kilogram less than its predecessor. In order to accomplish such weight savings, in the body structure, for example, we worked intensively on strategies of lightweight steel design. We used high-strength and ultra-high-strength grades of steel to reduce the sheet thickness. Hot forming was a decisive key to success here. No other automotive manufacturer possesses so much expertise when it comes to designing and producing hot-formed components. And no manufacturer utilizes it as consistently as we do. The entire body in white of the new Golf weighs 23 kilograms less. And this new Golf, with all its cutting-edge innovative technologies, will be locally produced in China starting next year. The way into the future demonstrates our 1-liter car, the Volkswagen XL1. This plug-in hybrid has an electric cruising range of 35 kilometers at present, which can surely be increased, and it consumes only 1.9 liters of fuel per 100 kilometer for CO2 emissions of just 24 gram CO2 per kilometer. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes down to reducing CO2 emissions, almost everybody focuses on vehicles and their emission during use. However, if we speak of protecting the environment and resource efficiency, such as reducing energy, water, waste, etc., we have to consider not only products, but also production processes. The Volkswagen Group production sites maximize resource efficiencies. We pursue high environmental production standards, making use of the latest technologies. At the group level, we are striving for a reduction of 25% by 2018 compared to 2010 levels with regard to waste and CO2 emissions, as well as the consumption of energy and water. Last but definitely not least, I would like to outline the Volkswagen Group's commitment to the people. We have imported the German dual education system to China that enjoys worldwide recognition. The dual education system to become a skilled worker is a 3-year combination of theoretical and practical education at school and in factories. This ensures long-term results, and our employers are able to meet the highest standards. There are cutting-edge training facilities in Anting, Chongqing, and Zhengzhou, for example. They offer training and basic skills and lean production for all new employees. In terms of Volkswagen's day-to-day business activities, there is a significant transfer of know-how within the joint ventures relating to the entire production development process and the launch phase in particular. Training is important not only for production specialists, but also for sales staff. The Volkswagen Training Academy was opened in April 2011 in order to improve customer satisfaction and to continually enhance the quality of the dealership network in China. The Academy applies a train-the-trainer approach to sales and service. Currently, we employ about 70,000 people in China. Within our sales organization, there are another approximately 120,000 employees. And we will increase our workforce in China continuously, offering highly skilled and safe jobs. Allow me to summarize how the Volkswagen Group regards its corporate responsibility here in China. The Volkswagen Group is bringing the latest innovations and technologies for both products and production sites to China, and we strive to share our know-how with our joint venture partners. We assume responsibility toward the environment by maximizing resource efficiency for both products and production processes. And last but not least, with regard to the Chinese people and society, we act as a reliable and responsible partner. GG, and thank you very much.